Yes, I made a big decision. I gave it all to Christ. I just had to get it right. He means so much to me. Now I know why he's testing me.
Welcome to the He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not podcast with Barbara Pettis, founder and CEO of Better Place Ministries. Barbara's passion for this cause is driven by her own personal experiences with domestic abuse in both her childhood and as an adult. She is committed to helping others achieve their goals of excellence and has devoted numerous hours to educate and empower individuals that are affected by domestic violence. Her enthusiasm for this cause is infectious, and it represents her personal zeal in life. And now, here's your host, Barbara Pettis.
Good evening. Welcome to another episode of He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. I am so happy you guys are here with me today. You guys know I love Tuesdays. I love being able to spend time with you. I love being able to have these discussions that I have and meet the guests that come on. I tell you what, Tuesdays, I think, are my favorite day of the week now. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that. All right. I hope you guys have had a great weekend and your Tuesday and your Monday has been great. So you guys know that every month we give away a gift every month. All you have to do is tune in to Better Place Ministries live on Facebook and share this podcast with at least 3 people. That's it. 3 people. And you may be the one that will receive the gift at the end of the month. We gave away last month a Bath and Body Works gift card. We've given away perfume. For September, it's another gift card to a restaurant. I'm not going to even tell you which restaurant. You just have to sign in and share the podcast. All right, so you guys go to my website. You know, every week I ask you to visit my website, www.bpministries.org. Visit the website. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Better Place Ministries. We need your support. We want to become friends with you. We want to be able to communicate, let you know what we're doing. So go ahead and visit the website. Go ahead and visit me on Twitter. Join me on Twitter and on Instagram. All right. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and dive in because I have a guest I can't wait for you guys to meet today. Her name is Kimberly Johnson. And I am so excited to have her on the show today. Kimberly, welcome to He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Barbara. It is an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys this evening.
All right. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out how I want to do this. Let me see what I want to do. So her bio is actually her story. So we're going to go ahead and dive into her story. How about that? So Kimberly, one thing that I want to talk about first, and then we're going to talk about your journey and what you've gone through and all of that. But one thing that stuck out to me in your bio that you sent me is that you didn't even know that you were in an abusive relationship. And unfortunately, a lot of women don't know that they're in an abusive relationship, especially if it's not physical. If it's verbal or emotional, they don't see those signs as being in an abusive relationship or controlling. You know, so correct. What stuck out to me the most is the fact that you didn't even know.
That is correct. I was not aware that it was abusive.
Yeah.
It seemed as a man that loves me and wanted to do everything for me. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it at the beginning, but it changed. And I began to notice anger and aggression during these times. So I was not aware at all that I was in an abusive relationship. I actually thought that it was okay for him to do that.
Yeah, and I get that because I actually have encountered several women that thought, yeah, he got a little angry or, yeah, he did this and yeah, he did that. But it's okay because he told me he loved me.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And he hasn't hit me. He may tell me what to wear or monitor how long I'm gone, not realizing that that's controlling behavior. And that's abusive behavior, you know. So I really want to talk about that so the women can be aware. And quite honestly, I was thinking about this last night. Even when we're dating them, there are signs.
There's always signs that we need to pause.
Yes.
And I ran right over them because I thought that this was a good guy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, he does everything for me. He opens the door. He lays out my clothes. He cooks for me.
Yeah.
He cleans.
Yeah.
He picks up the phone and sometimes listens to my conversations. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was funny. It wasn't a big deal at that time, at the beginning anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Not realizing that it's a setup.
And I'm going deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us about it. Tell us about your story. I want to hear, and I know the listeners want to hear. Tell us about your story.
I was very young. My sons, who are men now, were young children. And I was looking for love because of my rebellion as a child. I was very rebellious. I wanted to do my thing my way. Mm-hmm. My mother and my father, they both led me and guided me the best that they could.
Okay.
But I rebelled. And when I rebelled, I left home early and began to live that lifestyle of a child not knowing what to do and just doing whatever.
Yeah.
And then I got into a relationship with this gentleman, very handsome, very suave and debonair, very well dressed, smell good, you know, all the wonderful
all
things,
the things that we
like.
love. Yeah.
Yes. And he spoke very well. Uh-huh. He took me to really nice places that I had not been going because I was living in a way that I wasn't raised to live. Mm-hmm. And I began to need him or want to be around. I felt secure. I felt safe. Mm-hmm. And he knew exactly what to say, what to do to get me to the place that he wanted me to be. That manipulation, that sweet talk.
Yes.
All those things just lulled me right into his arms, just the way he wanted me to.
Yes.
And I did not listen to my family. They did not like him at all. Mm-hmm. And they were actually not aware of the abuse, the time that it was going on.
Okay.
Because he never hit me in my face or any place that was noticeable.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And I did not want to tell them because I have two brothers and a father that was very protective of me.
Right.
And because I felt that I loved him so much, I didn't want them to harm him.
Yeah, we as women fall into that trap where if we tell the brother, if we tell the dad, then he's going to hurt him or kill him. And we don't want that, you know, because like you said, we love him. But not realizing that's not love at all. And, you know, the funny thing is perpetrators, they're like spiders. They prey on their victim. They wait for that perfect opportunity to seize that victim.
Yes.
And it's like they're luring them into the web. I'm going to say the right thing. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to make her feel like she is the only person in the world for me. And I'm going to lure her into this trap. And then I'm going to drop the boom.
Exactly. It's kind of like when I saw the movie What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yeah.
And the way Ike did Tina at the beginning of their relationship, it brought up issues for me when I first saw it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because that was a lot of the way that I experienced the abuse. It's very subtle. Yeah. Very subtle. And I have two sons, and they were young at the time. And he treated them very nice.
Okay.
Because he knew that there was a way to get me. to really pull me in. You love my children, and this is the perfect place for us to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was very, I was not aware. I was just not aware. I loved the attention. I wanted to be that beautiful woman that he loved and wanted to be with.
Yes.
No one else.
Yes.
I got everything that I needed, all the attention, until it started to get where I couldn't go anywhere without him. He wanted to take me everywhere and pick me up everywhere I went. And it began to get noticeable that, why are you acting this way? Why are you acting like that? We're just going to church. I'm just going to my family's house. I'm just going to my friend's house. And then the aggression began slowly. And I did not know what to do about it. I ignored it and act like, okay, it's okay. He'll change. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right.
Yeah.
If I just cook enough, if I just do everything that he wants me to do, everything will be okay. He won't, because I remember the first time he exploded, I was extremely afraid
Okay.
for my life and my son's lives.
Okay.
He did not approach them. It was all me. He approached me. And I was very afraid, and I was like, why are you talking to me like that?
Right.
And he didn't hit me that time, but his voice
Right.
raised so high, and it scared me
Right.
into doing exactly what he wanted me to do.
Right.
And that progressed and progressed until the first time he hit me was when I did not want him to take me where I wanted to go. I was going to ride with my friends. And that was a problem with him. And I didn't care. I'm going to go with my friends. You can't make me stay here. What are you doing? And there were times that I did get locked in the house because we had the bolt locks that you lock with the key. And there were times that I did get locked in the house and the key was taken. He had the key.
So he locked the door from the outside.
Right.
Wow. Wow.
And inside. Both.
Wow.
Yes.
Very controlling.
Yes, and I had to act like everything was okay in front of my sons, so they would not know that there was something serious going on.
Okay. Okay. He never physically harmed them, right?
No.
Okay. Just you. So he was very calculating.
Very calculated.
Wow. 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 So the times that he will lock you in the house, was that for hours or for days? You know, 'cause
No, it wasn't for days or anything like that. If I had somewhere to go, a specific place that I wanted to go or needed to go, if he didn't agree with that place, he would lock the door.
because he wanted
keep
to
the
know where you were, who you were talking to, what you were doing at all times.
And why you were talking to those specific people.
Yeah, yeah. Was there ever a time where you guys went somewhere and he, of course, played the good guy while you guys were out, and then you got home and had to deal with his wrath?
Oh, yes. There were several times that happened. And when it happened, that was when the physical abuse began.
Okay.
I was not going to deal with that long. I realized that it was a abusive relationship when the physical abuse began.
Okay.
I was not aware when it was verbal and emotional. No,
Yeah.
emotional and mental.
And when he was setting your clothes out and
Yeah,
and
laying
listening
out
to
my
your phone
clothes
calls.
and cleaning my shoes.
That I don't get. I don't.
Laying out my clothes, cleaning my shoes, because sometimes, when it's raining or whatever, we take our shoes off without cleaning them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when he laid my clothes out, he would clean my shoes, my heels and all that.
Wow. Wow.
And I thought that was just so wonderful. Oh, my.
He really loves
He loves me. He wants me to look nice.
Wow.
Yeah, it was all a facade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one night after the physical abuse began, one night I was sad and crying.
Mm-hmm.
And the commercial with the family place came on. They said, "Are you experiencing abuse? Do you need to get away?" And I was like, that is me. That is God saving me. And they said, "Call this number." And I wrote the number down. I didn't call that night. It was probably 2 or 3 days later.
Okay.
I called the number when he was at work.
Okay.
And I told him what the situation was. The counselor on the other end was so wonderful and loving and really helped me to get some clarity on the situation and what I needed to do. And she said, "Don't rush and do anything. Think about if this is what you want to do, because when you do it, you can't look back."
Right. Right.
And I did. About 2 or 3 days after I spoke with the counselor, another abusive situation happened.
Okay.
And I said, that's it. So when he left and went to work, the night prior to, I was getting our bags and our things together. And when he left and went to work, I got a ride to the location that they told me to meet them at.
Right.
And I went, and there was a sigh of relief for me as well as my sons, because they knew I wasn't happy.
Okay.
They could hear us periodically arguing, and they weren't happy. And I knew my oldest son. I said, if I don't get out of here, he is going to grow up and kill this man.
Okay.
I knew he would.
Yeah.
I knew he would. So I had to get away
Okay.
for my sake and for theirs.
Right. I'm looking at you and we're talking, but I'm looking at the comments that's coming on Facebook Live and I'm loving them. So Carolyn said, once the abuser successfully gets their bluff in, the victim has been defeated until God gives us a plan and a way out. Carolyn, you are absolutely right. You're
Yes.
absolutely right.
And the courage to carry
And
it. To carry it through.
Yes.
Because I had to really pray and go into my heart of hearts, because I did love him. And I thought with my heart of hearts that he loved me back. But it was not true, because I know that love does not hurt like that. Like that abuse that I was experiencing.
Exactly. And we have to learn how to love ourselves
Absolutely.
first, because if we don't love us, we can't. And that's the mistake that a lot of women make. We look for love in other people,
Right.
instead of looking internally, because we have to love us. We teach people how to treat us.
Absolutely.
And so if my self-esteem is low and I don't love myself and I'm looking for love in this man and that man and this person and that person, hurt is going to come.
Yes.
Pain is going to come. Abuse is going to come. So we have to learn how to know our worth.
Yes.
And set those boundaries and those standards, and don't allow anybody to make us drop the standards that we've set for ourselves or for the person that's coming into our lives. It's not that this person is completing me. No. I'm already complete. You can add to or be like a piece of accent jewelry,
Right.
But you don't complete me. I'm complete in Christ, first of all. And that was my thing. I didn't know my worth. I didn't know that somebody loved me. I was my abuse started at a very young age with my mom. And then in your bio, I read there that you went to alcohol and drugs. So did I. That was my coping mechanism. Was that your coping mechanism as well?
It was definitely my coping mechanism. I think for me, because of my rebellion, I was not teachable.
Yeah.
So I was not able to grasp what it was that my mother and my father were instilling in me. I did not hear them because I was blocked. My mind was closed to whatever they were saying for whatever reason. And so that's why I didn't know my worth, because I had a loving mother. She loved me very much, and she loved my siblings as well. And she taught us about God. She taught us love. But my agenda was not what she, the journey she was not the place I wanted to go. I wanted to experience the world and live, because I felt like she and my father were blocking me from being the woman and that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So I was totally closed to what they had to offer me. Had I not been closed, I know without a shadow of a doubt, I would have had an opportunity to know my worth.
Absolutely.
And being young and closed-minded and feeling like I know everything I need to know will block my blessings. My blessing would have been to know my worth.
Right.
So as I have matured, choosing all the wrong things to fill the void that only God could.
That's right.
Drugs and alcohol did not fill it. It took me to places that I never thought I'd go.
Yes.
It helped me to do things I never thought I'd do.
Yeah.
But because of the upbringing, the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right.
So that is what my mother trained us to know God. She gave me Jesus, and she gave me the best thing that she could have ever given me, because it was in me.
Yeah.
It wasn't on me, it was in me.
All right.
Because I turned to him in my time of trouble. I turned to the source that I knew would be there. When I turned my back on everyone else, he was still there all the time. And he picked me up from the abuse, from the drugs, from the alcohol, turned me around and placed me with people that have loved me back to health. I'm so extremely grateful for this society of men and women that are in my circle.
Yeah.
They love me unconditionally.
Yeah.
They loved me until I could love myself.
Yeah.
And so now it's important that I give that back.
That's right.
So I go and I talk to women, because I know how we are when we're young.
Yes.
We are just wilding out, and we feel like we know, and we want this, and that's it.
Right.
But there are things that we need to pause and take a look at.
That's right.
Because I ran right over the yellow, the yield sign. It was green to me, but it was really yellow and red.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
the red light
stop.
too. It's like,
Don't
hold
go.
on, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I'm looking at my baby brother just changed the whole meaning of ugly. Tracy, this is awesome. He gave some acronyms, UGLY, you gotta love you.
Absolutely.
Now I love that, Tracy.
Yes.
That is awesome. You gotta love you. He just flipped that whole thing around. That is
Yes.
absolutely wonderful. Yeah, we gotta love us. And I'm grateful for women like us now. I'm grateful because we have wisdom, and we can impart that wisdom now
Absolutely.
to others. Whereas, as you said, we didn't listen.
Right.
You couldn't tell us nothing. I know what I want to do, how I want to do it, when I want to do it.
And he loves me.
And and he loves me. Yeah, he talk crazy to me, but he loves me.
Yeah.
I got a black eye, but he loves me. No, no, love doesn't hurt like that. Love doesn't control and manipulate and connive and be disrespectful. It just doesn't. And we have to teach our young women today that there's so much more, and we have to teach them how to value themselves. I have a soon to be 15-year-old granddaughter, and I want her to know, listen, you are a queen, and There are standards that you need to live by, and there are people that are going to come in your life, and if they try to deter you from that, they're not for you. You know, and I didn't have that. I had it on my dad's side of my family, but I wasn't with them all the time. You know, and so on my mother's side of the family, there was abuse and everybody was doing their own thing. You know, even when she was abusing me, her sisters and all of them around were doing their own thing. And they wasn't hearing me. And that's another thing. When it's so hard for a victim to speak up.
Yes.
But once we do listen,
Yes.
hear us.
And I'm not going to stop speaking up. Yep. From that point on, when I get the courage to change, I'm not turning back. And I have not. It has not been necessary for me to turn back to that person that I once was.
Right.
I think
Right.
many times maturity can give us that loving yourself, that mindfulness.
Right.
You know, that mindfulness that we need as women. So when we get it, we have a responsibility.
That's right.
To give it to the younger women.
That's right.
It's for us not to criticize, not to judge, because I remember where I came from. And it's hard to help somebody if you're criticizing and if you're judging them.
Yeah.
They feel that.
Right.
People don't care how much you know. They want to know how much you care.
That's right. That's right.
And it's genuine.
Yes.
It's genuine because I love women that I've never even met because I love myself. Whatever I do starts on the inside of me.
Right.
And it comes through
Right.
to the outside. So one of the things that I love to do is pamper me.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about that when I was younger.
Right.
Pampering me.
Right.
Well, I had kids anyway, so I had to pamper them,
Yeah.
you know.
Had to get them out of the
Yes,
way. Yeah,
yes.
be the mommy.
But today I pamper me. I love on me because I deserve it.
That's right.
I am a good person. I'm a good woman. I'm a good mother. I'm a good grandmother. I'm a good great
say it.
grandmother.
You
Do you
better
hear
say
me?
it.
I have 4 great grandchildren.
Okay. Okay.
And I love them all.
Yeah.
It has been brought to me that this is my time. It's my time to live. It's my time to shine. It's my time to love me.
Yeah.
I've been working on a book. Is it okay if I say that?
Please. Yes.
I've been working on my book. My brother, AJ, the word artist, he's a poet, and he has been encouraging me to write this book.
Okay.
And I changed the name once, but this is the name that I think I'm going to stay with. It's called Leave a Mark.
Okay.
Leave a Mark is a book about what am I doing in the dash. The birth date, the dash, and then the death date.
Yeah.
What am I doing in the dash? What type of mark am I leaving to people when they think of me after I'm gone? Will they say wonderful and nice things about me? Or will they say, oh my, she was such a drama queen? Or will they say, she encouraged me constantly? That's what I want. That feels good for me.
Right.
That is what I want. That's the mark I want to leave. And in my book, I'm talking about several people that have left a mark, an impression, if you will, on my life in a positive way. And I want people to know that it is important for us to leave a mark that we want to be remembered by in a positive way.
That's right.
Things, when they think about us, they say, oh my, I remember when we talked about this, when we talked about that.
Yes.
That is my goal because I know that that is what God wants me to do.
Right. And I don't know about you. I've gone to funerals where I knew the person and people would get up there and tell all a man of lies.
Oh, my.
Like, he wasn't like that. You know she wasn't like that.
Yes, exactly.
When God puts me to sleep, I want a celebration of my life.
Yes.
And I want people to say, you know what? She was genuine.
Yes.
You know, she practiced what she preached.
Yes.
She lived the life that she talked about.
Yes.
And I want somebody, I won't hear him, but I want somebody to get up there and say, she helped me.
Absolutely.
Because I want
Absolutely.
to help everybody I can. And I'm so glad that you mentioned the fact that you pamper yourself. It's not selfish to do that. I want women to get out of that mindset that I can't be selfish. It's not selfish to go take yourself out to dinner. It's not selfish to go get your nails and your feet done or have a spa day.
Absolutely.
It's not selfish. We deserve it.
We as women, we have a load to carry on our backs.
Yes.
We have a load to carry, and we need release from ourselves to do things that make us smile.
Yes.
Do things, not just shop, but shopping is good. That's very therapeutic, always.
Yes, it is.
But just, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant. I can take me a candlelight bubble bath and I blow bubbles in the candlelight. And it is so wonderful just to
Relaxing.
see those bubbles go up in the air in the candlelight and hear some jazz music or just meditate.
Yes.
Those are the little things that we can do that doesn't cost anything.
That's right. That's right. And I can remember a time in my life where if I was going shopping, I would have to go to the mall or, this, that. But now I'm getting old because I enjoy Walmart. I could hang out in Walmart for hours.
They've upped their game, though. Walmart
Yes.
has upped their game.
Yes.
That's a one-stop shop. You can get everything you
Yes.
need there.
I'm telling you. When I need that moment, I'm like, going to Walmart,
Yes.
just to get away and spend some me time, some quality time, some me time, just
Yes.
by myself. I don't have to talk to anybody. Don't have to be concerned about this, that, and the other. I can just walk in the store, pick up whatever I'm going to pick up and do whatever I'm going to do.
And just take a drive.
Yes.
On my way out here, I'm in Mansfield, and it was such beautiful scenery. The mountains and the beautiful homes. The construction kind of got me because I was on a street that was small, but it was a very nice, my perception. I have to change my perception.
Yes.
And say, look at the beauty in this world.
Yes.
Look at the beauty in this part of town.
Yes.
Just taking a drive and meditating and listening, because I don't listen to music or anything most of the time when I drive.
I don't either.
That's
Kim.
me and God's time.
I don't either. I work from home now, but when I was having to go into the office, and I still do, I drive in complete silence. And I'm like you, that's my time and God's time.
Yes.
And by the time I got to work, I had so many Post-it notes because, I'm talking to him and I'm listening and I'm like, oh, wait, God. Okay. And I'm driving and I'm writing and it would be Post-it notes all over my, I am not kidding.
Barbara, you cannot write and drive.
Yeah, I'm not a good driver anyway.
No, ma'am.
I'm told I'm not a good driver anyway.
Oh, my.
But I kid you not, I would have Post-it notes all over my front seat to the point to where, especially if it was a Wednesday and we had Wednesday night service at church, I would walk in with all these Post-it notes, and a friend of mine was like, you know what, I'm sick of you and these Post-its.
And the Post-its. Well, Barbara, let me tell you, my grandson told me, stop killing the trees, Gigi. You can use your phone to do everything. You can record. You can record what you want to say, and it'll write it for you. So I want to encourage you to stop writing and driving. That might be an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah, I'm working on that.
And I also wanted to touch on the fact, Barbara, that I've registered a name for working with women.
Okay.
I haven't done a lot with it. Many times when I go and speak at different events and functions and they give me a love offering,
Right.
I use that
Right.
registered name. It's called Fabulous by Design.
I love it.
Because we are fearlessly and wonderfully made by
love
God.
it.
And so that is for the younger women
Okay.
to know, and
Okay.
us as well, women of a certain age with a little seasoning on top. We are fabulous by design. God meant for us to be fabulous.
That's right.
I talk about myself all the time, and my friends sometimes be like, oh my God, here she goes. Because I say that we're phenomenal.
Yes, we are.
We are women phenomenally. Phenomenal woman.
That's right.
That's me.
Come on
And
now.
I don't think too much of myself. I just think better of myself.
yes.
I know that I have done the work
Yes.
to be the woman that God has prepared me to be today.
Yes.
Right here on this podcast, because I have gone through some things, the abuse, and God took me through it. And I'm working in the field with helping people with dual diagnosis.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Dual diagnosis, mental illness, and
Okay.
drug and alcohol addiction. So what I went through wasn't wasted.
Okay.
What I went through in my addiction was to get through it to be available to the next person, to help another person, to help them to know that you too, there's a lot of life
That's right.
after drugs. There's a lot of life after alcohol. There is a lot of life after abuse.
Come on now. Come on.
We do recover.
That's right.
We do overcome these obstacles, but there's work to be done.
Right.
If you want success, do the work. Expect success when you do the work, because once we do the work, we're in line with God. We're doing everything that we're supposed to do.
That's right.
I just want to encourage women that are out there listening. It's okay no matter what we've gone through. We can overcome those things, but we have to do the work. Everything is on the internet. Google it. If you
Okay.
need to know something or how to get somewhere or how to do something, Google it and begin the work. Don't allow life, because it's crazy out here today, don't allow life to hold you down. I did not. Barbara did not.
That's right.
And so many other women like us did not. And you don't have to either.
That's right. I tell people your past does not have to dictate your future.
Absolutely.
There is life after it all. I am, and you are a
Yes.
living testimony to that.
Yes,
You
I
know.
am not my past.
Yeah, at all. Right? Right. And
Yes.
I love that we are fabulous. And
Absolutely.
I want to say this right. You know, I we have to get to the point to where it's not arrogance to say,
Right.
you know, you're blessed to be in my presence. You know, and it's not arrogance. It's because we know where we have come from. We know where God has brought us from. And I've said, and I will continue to say, the things that we have gone through, God trusted us to go through it
Absolutely.
because he knew that we were going to be here in this time, in this moment. He knew that there were going to be women that we needed to help.
Yes.
There were going to be young ladies we needed to help. And so the things that we went through, we didn't understand at the time.
Right.
But there was purpose.
Yes, and you said it, because so many times we go through things and we don't even know why we're going through it.
Right.
And we're
Right.
angry because
Right.
we're going through them.
Right.
But once we get past it, there is really a rainbow.
It really
on the
is.
other side
It really
of the
is.
storm, there's a rainbow. And you said it when you said, talked about, we don't have to be arrogant. Humility. That is a word that I love, because humility teaches me not to think much of myself. Gosh, how did it just leave me just like that? It teaches me not to think less of myself,
Yeah.
but to think of myself less. That's what I wanted to say. I'm not arrogant. I know whose I am.
Right.
And I know who I am.
Right.
Because I've done the work.
Right.
I know whose I am. And I know that God loves me without a shadow of a doubt.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
I don't have any confusion about that. Because when I look back over my life and see where he has brought me from,
Listen.
I can't help it but to say, I know God loves me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to be here. I put myself in precarious predicaments constantly. And he allowed me to go through that. He allowed me to live through that so that I can stand here today
Right.
or sit here today
Right.
and let you know that it doesn't matter where you are, where you've come from, what you had, what you've lost.
That's right.
There is life after all of that.
That's right.
If we do the work. So do the work, ladies.
Do
we got to
the
get
work.
busy.
And I'm so glad
we got to get
I'm
busy.
so glad you're saying that. You have to do the work.
Yes.
Recovery, healing, it's not going to come overnight. It's not going to come because you wake up one morning and say, that's it. You know, I'm recovered. I'm healed. You have to do the work. And sometimes the work is painful.
Absolutely.
Not sometimes, most of the time.
Most of the time.
The work
It's
is
gonna be-
painful.
Yeah.
But we have to do the work. And if I have to take this journey by myself to help others, I'm going to do it because you're in the presence of somebody who tried to kill themselves twice. Twice.
And was unsuccessful.
And mad about it. Was mad about
Yeah.
it. But God said no.
Yeah.
God said no. He
It's
said
not
he
your
had
time.
something for me to do.
Yes.
So that's why I love Tuesdays. You
Yes,
know?
yes.
That's why I love when I get a phone call, even though the phone call is bad, but I'm able to help somebody. You know, I'm able, if someone calls me and say, hey, I have somebody that is needing to flee,
Right.
I'm able to do what he's placed me here to do. You know, I've told my pastor on several occasions, there is absolutely no doubt in my mind what God has called me to do.
Yes. Yes.
I may doubt some stuff, but that I don't. There is no doubt.
And I want to hit on, sometimes we can't help everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes there
yeah.
will be some of us that say, no, I'm going to stay.
Yes.
In spite of all the abuse, in
Yes.
spite of everybody saying, please leave. I think your
Yes.
life is, in danger, and there could be kids involved and everything. And sometimes we have to let go and let God.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
Because-
I've had those situations, and it
Yes.
broke my heart.
Yes.
It broke my heart. Kim, let me tell you something. You got some people that's watching that love you.
I do.
You have some people
Yay.
over here, honey, that loves Kim. You guys keep encouraging her. Keep supporting her. Keep encouraging her because this is a phenomenal woman sitting over here.
Absolutely.
And
And they know it. I say it a lot. Because I believe it. I believe it
Yeah.
in my spirit because God has done a miraculous thing in my life. He has touched me in a way that no man could
Yeah.
ever touch me.
Yeah.
He has done something inside of me that I know only he could do.
Yes.
Because he is the one that brings those people into my life. There's nothing that happens by mistake. Everything has a reason.
That's right.
So I always wait for the kiss. I always tell people, what is the kiss that God gave you today? The kiss for me today is being right here. This is my kiss for today, y'all.
I love that.
That God loves me enough to put me in a position to be able to talk to you and let you know that there is life after struggle. There is life after loss, drugs, abuse. There is life. There's a whole lot of life. But we have to be responsible to do what it is that needs to be done to get to that life.
Right.
We have to give up some things to get some things.
Right.
What are you willing to give up? What kind of mark do you want to leave?
Right. That is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And I can't preach enough. Know your worth. Know who you are.
Absolutely.
No, don't believe the report of God and not the report of man.
Yes.
Know that you're valuable. Know that you're loved. Know that you're worthy. Know that there is a higher calling for you in this life. And it's not to be somebody's doormat
That's right.
or punching bag or person to curse out and belittle and be disrespected.
Or lock in.
Or locked in. Yeah.
Or locked in. A lot of that I forgot about until I began to talk about it.
Yeah, uh-huh.
A lot of
I
the
get
abuse I forgot about
it.
until I talked about it. And I'm just so grateful to God that he saved me.
Right.
He saved me.
Right.
It's just like I'm always talking about, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm always talking about movies and stuff because I'm a movie buff.
No.
So on the movie Taken, the first one, at the end of the movie, when the daddy came in that room and got his daughter and she said, "You saved me."
Yeah.
That's how I feel that God did for me. He came in that room and grabbed me and I said, "You saved me." And the way that I repay him is I take care of me and I talk to people every day to try and share his love and what he can do in your life, because I didn't do this alone. He did it for me.
That's right.
But I had to be willing.
Yes.
I had to be willing.
Another thing that you said in the bio that you sent me was when you're talking about your life, and I highlighted it. You said, "I got sick and tired of the high cost of low living."
Yes, ma'am.
And I want you to know, when I read that, I shouted. I'm like, come on, somebody. I got sick and tired of the high cost of low living.
Absolutely.
Now,
because I
that'll
was
preach.
taught better. I was taught better.
Yeah.
I was taught that I did not have to do the things that I was doing.
Yes.
But because of drugs, I did.
Yes.
I gave up a lot. And that's why I tell people every day, it's so much easier to be clean and sober than it is to use drugs.
It is.
I did so many things that I would have never done had I not been using. So yes, that was low. That was very low living, and it was a high cost. It was all of my morals, my values,
Yes.
my self-love. Everything was gone
Yes.
while I was out using.
We put ourselves on a discount rack
Oh my, yes we did.
when we do the things that we normally would not do had we not been high, or had we not been drunk, or had we known our worth and our value. We discount ourselves.
Barbara, how long have you been clean?
Oh my goodness. Years. It's been so long. It's years. Years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, more than. I've been off of drugs. Probably more than like 20 something years. Yeah.
Well, this is what I want you to do. I want to encourage you to look back and find out how long you have been clean so that you can let people know
Okay.
Specifically when you're talking to them, those women that we have to help, they want to know that specifically.
Okay.
Because I've been clean for 30 years.
Okay.
I've been clean and sober for 30 years. I've been on this journey for a long time.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that just because I have been clean that long does not mean I don't need help.
Right.
I don't need people to call and check on me.
Right.
I don't need people to say, "Are you okay?"
Right.
With what's going on, because many times when you have a lot of clean time, she'll be fine. She okay. She, that shouldn't bother her. Well, it does. And I'm that girl to tell you that it does.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to hold my tongue
Yeah.
when I'm affected in a negative way, because I want that mark to be positive.
Right.
When you leave that mark, let it be positive.
Right.
But I will speak up for myself, because that's what God has given me the courage and the power to do.
Yeah.
I don't have to go bad and curse people out like I used to. Now, I used to like to do that. Yeah. But today I know how to communicate effectively and let you know that hurt.
Right.
I wish you wouldn't do that again.
Right. Now, I don't, for me, I still have moments where I may want something to drink.
Okay.
And I tell my daughter, I really want something to drink. And so now that I say it out loud, and, you know, I'm like, but no, because I can remember where that took me.
Yes.
You know, so I say it, and she helps me through it, and I go on with my day. You know, it's not that often, but you know, I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, not the drugs, but I would love a good glass of wine.
Life happens.
Yeah.
And that was calming to us.
Yes.
I know that when those times do come for me, I just say, good gracious, I was thinking about drinking.
Right.
And it loses all power
It
over
does
me.
when
I
you
don't
say
have a
it out
desire.
loud.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you just say it out loud,
Yes.
it'll dissipate in the air.
Right.
And
Right.
I've gone to the next statement. You know how we are. We have 3,500 things going on in our minds at one time.
Right.
So when I say it, then I'm going on to the next episode.
Right.
Or whatever it is that yes, ladies. So I'm sitting here. I want you to know that there are times that I think about drinking, but I know that I gave up all that. That is behind me.
Yeah.
I press towards the mark
Come on.
of the high calling. And that is in front of me. I don't know what's in front of me, but I know what's behind me.
Right.
So I have to continue to press forward so that I can continue to be the woman that I know God wants me to be. I put on Facebook a while back, I'm addicted to getting better.
Oh, I love it.
I always want to be
love
better.
it.
I always want to grow. I always want to be better than I was yesterday. Even though I think I'm pretty good today. I want to be better tomorrow than I was today.
And that's a prayer that I pray every day. Lord, help me to be a better person than I was yesterday.
Yes.
You know, maybe I said something to somebody or did something.
Yeah.
So help me to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Help me to rightly represent you today.
Yes, Lord.
You know, in everything that I do say and think every day. Well, listen, this time goes by so fast.
I've really had a great time.
I told you.
Oh, before we go, I want to tell you there's always room for growth.
Yes.
My grandson, Gene, has taught me things. He's
Okay.
13.
Yes.
He has taught me things. So I can always grow and learn from anyone that God places in front of me,
That's
especially
right.
those that I love.
That's right. That's right. Well, Kim, it has been a pleasure to have you on the show today.
I've enjoyed
I was
it.
looking forward to this. I love just having a conversation, just,
Yes.
chilling with the girl, just having a
Yes.
conversation. I love it. And listen, you guys, if you know someone that is in an abusive relationship, not just physical, abusive verbally, emotionally, sexually, spiritually, financially, controlling. Listen, if you know someone, there is help out there.
Yes, it is.
There is help out there. The National Domestic Violence Hotline, dial that number, 1-800-799-7233. We have local organizations, the Family Place, which everybody seems to go to and know.
Yes. It's
The
very
Family
nice.
Place, 214-941-1991. Genesis Women's Shelter, 214-946-4357. One Safe Place of Tarrant County, 817-916-4323. Safe Haven of Tarrant County, 877-701-7233. I encourage you, if you see something, say something. You can help by dialing 911. If you live in an apartment and you hear some commotion going on with a husband and wife, you can dial 911. You may save that woman's life.
Yes, absolutely.
Each one, reach one. Together we can make a difference. And if nobody has told you today, I love you. Be blessed, everybody.
I just came to testify today to let you know that no matter where you are and no matter where you've been, that God can change you because He changed me. This is my testimony. There's been a change in me. ways. Many regrets from some very dark days. But when I open my heart to you,